All right, off and running. Dave Duncan inheriting the lead. Andy Armand in the 2. Patrick Smith runs 3rd. David Jensen. Now it is going to be Bruce Pettis. Jensen and Pettis into each other. Pettis getting the worst end of that deal. Still out front. Dave Duncan, though, in the green, orange, and blue coming onto the straightaway. Followed by Andy Armand. Andy in that final bump-up position. Patrick Smith running the orange and green, trying to hunt down Armand here. Then it's Jensen in the TLR car. Omachinsky in the AE car. Then it's going to be Denny now moving up into a top 4 position. B-Main racing here, 7-minute long. B-Main for the stock buggy division. Armand and Pat Smith going at it toe-to-toe. Andy in the purple, orange and blue. Pat Smith in the orange and green. Both run Associated car. Associated out front. Associated in the 4 and a TLR chassis running in the 5. Bruce Pettis running in the 6th spot. Phil Ortiz running in the number 7. Dan Brown and Brendan LaRoe not making the starts of their B-Main here. So Dan Brown, who had one of the better shots to make it into that A-Main with Dave Duncan. They were both on 18-lap runs in qualifying. Looks like Duncan losing a ball cup here. Luckily, 7-minute race. If he stays as fast as he was in qualifying, he should be able to make up some time if Turner can get that back on within a lap. .145 to down and 5 minutes 15 to go. So Duncan dropping down to the last position here, losing exactly 1 lap to now Patrick Smith in the lead. David Jensen taking over the 2. Now Armand running in the 3. But it is Dave Duncan working his way back around. He has the leader in front of him, so he needs to get around Pat Smith and then put a lap back on the field. Luckily, he's got 5 minutes to do so. Armand still running 3rd. Omachinsky running 4th. Smith, Jensen, Armand, Ozone, Pettis, Ortiz, and Dave Duncan. We got 4.5 minutes left to go here for our new leader, Patrick Smith, by the line. Dave Duncan right behind him. David Jensen in the 2 spot in that final transfer position, running the red TLR chassis with the yellow wheels and the black wing. Andy Armand in the orange, purple, and blue with the white wheels. Looks like, no, that was Ortiz getting it wrong, so Jensen's still out there in that number 2 spot. Andy over the center double, dropping back down, up and over onto the straightaway. 3 minutes down and 4 minutes to go. Duncan gets 1 spot back up to the 6 now. Looks like Bruce Pettis going to take over the number 4 spot. Denny in the 5, Dave in the 6, and Philip in the 7. 3 minutes 45 to go, and Duncan has got around first place, so he got his lap back at least. So Dave Duncan no longer a lap down to anybody out there. Gets in a little trouble, loses his lap to the leader, and he has 2nd place right behind him. So halfway done, he needs to make up a lap here. Needs to start doing some hot laps. He has the fastest of the race with a 19.5. Smith out front a 19.7. Jensen a 19.9, and Armand a 20.2. Pettis a 20.8, and Denio a 20.6. 3:15 left to go, and it's still Pat Smith out front with David Jensen looking to transfer to the A-Main event. A-Main 4 stock buggy will be race number 8. Coming up next, we have the Pro 2 B-Main event. 6 cars in this one, 6 cars in the main, 4 cars gonna bump up out of that one. Top 4 gonna bump up out of Pro 2. Coming up next, still Patrick Smith, 19.4. Now Pat, fastest on the track. We're going to go to the show. David Jensen by the line in the 2 spot. Armand having a little trouble on this lap. Just now on the straightaway, and it looks like Bruce Pettis going to inherit 3rd place now. So Pettis in the Kyosho car up to 3rd. Andy running in 4th. Denio running in 5. Dave Duncan still in that 6th spot. And Ortiz in the number 7. 2.5 minutes left to go. 2.5 to go. David Jensen having the run of his life right now, right behind our 2nd place qualifier, but a lap up on him. 2 minutes 15 on the clock. Bump up spots right now are Smith down the straightaway in the orange and green, and Jensen in the solid red, yellow wheels, black wing down the backstretch. David by the line, only 4 seconds off the leader. So Jensen pretty well checked out. Armand in the number 3 spot once again comes by the start-finish line. About 9 seconds out of a transfer spot. Less than 2 minutes now to go. Less than 2 to go. Once again, Pro 2, a main event, or B main event. You are up next. Have them ready, Pro 2 B main. Coming up next, 4 cars will bump. 1:30 on the clock, drivers. Minute 30 to go. All right, we got a minute 15 left to go on the clock here for Patrick Smith. One minute left. Smith and Jensen at this point pretty well locked into the main. Dave Duncan makes it all the way back up to 4th spot. Dave going a lap down right at the opening moments of this race, losing a camber link. Now back up to 4th position. Unfortunately, only 45 seconds left in a valiant effort, but not going to be enough as he is 8 seconds out of 3rd place and about 18 seconds out of that transfer spot. 30 seconds left to go for Smith and Jensen. David Jensen just cruising around the track right now, looking strong. Coming by the line in the TLR chassis. TLR 22 ride. Leader bobbling. Jensen right behind as they come over the triple. Doesn't matter who wins this one, though. 1st and 2nd going to the main no matter what. All you're getting is one grid spot, either the 9 or the 10. 5 seconds left to go on the clock. Who's going to make it by for one more? 3, 2, 1, and time. Everyone keep them going. Bruce Pettis going to be the first one done in the number 5. Down the back straightaway will be Armand coming by the line in the number 3 spot. Denny